We were pursued through the town by the local guard, just as they almost had us. Espella suddenly came to our aid. We parted ways back in London, and yet, what exactly was she doing here? It appears that Espella had no recollection of what transpired back in London. She informed us that she lives in this town and works at a local bakery. So give me 2 seconds here. So now we are actually going to the bakery. So welcome back to Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. We are actually going to go through this like so. Because I believe last time we finished the we must head to the bakery in the east shopping area where Espella is staying to talk to her. I can smell the bread baking. There are some excellent bakers working here. Come on, I'll introduce you. So now we have the bakery. It's the smell of freshly baked bread. Indeed. It certainly whetted my appetite. I bet the staff here are really talented.
Welcome! Our bakery uses only the finest ingredients. Upper crust goods for not much dough.
No.
Talented and highly enthusiastic, it seems.
He's reading it very pretty hard too.
What is he doing?
I would like the notion to pounding myself.
What is that man doing to the dough?
Mr. Wright, these gentlemen aren't customers. They're my friends.
What is he doing?
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rio, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Hey, Espella, welcome home. Hello, Maya. Where's Aunt Patty? The boss? She's gone to the market. She should be back at any time now. Sorry about Nick here. He didn't realize you weren't customers.
Not at all. There's nothing wrong with such sincere dedication to one's job.
Mr. Wright, Maya, meet my friends, Mr. Layton and Luke.
Let's see what happened there. I'm actually looking at my internet connection. It's kind of like Give me 2 seconds here. There we go. Sorry about that.
Pleasure. My name is Layton.
And I'm Luke Triton. Nice to meet you. I'm Maya Beck. And this is Nick, my assistant baker.
Phoenix Wright, pleased to meet you. You're the assistant.
Mr. Phoenix Wright and Miss Maya Beck. Somehow not quite the names. Somehow not quite the kind of names I expected here out there. Have you both been working here long? Yep. Must be going on 5 years now. Is that right, Espella? Yes. I suppose it must be. So, you know what? Seeing as you're both friends of Espella, I think I could give you guys a little something. On the house, of course. Wow, really? Sure, why not? I actually just took out some freshly baked walnut bread out of the oven, so... Cool! So that's what that great smell is. I bet it's delicious. If you think the scent's good, you should try tasting it. You too, Mr. Layton. It's so good it'll knock your head off. I'd be delighted to. That's most kind of you. Well, that's nothing. Go ahead. Help yourselves.
Take that!
Our bakery uses only the finest walnuts. You'll go nuts for walnut bread. How many times do I gotta tell you, Nick? You're supposed to say, here's your order. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I don't know why, but I just get the urge to point and shout like that sometimes. Bad, Nick, bad. You can't keep shouting at the customers like that. The boss will be all over you like butter on toast. Ugh. He's quite characteristic, Professor. Yes, indeed. There's something curious about the both of them. They both seem somehow out of place in this world. Most intriguing. My room's upstairs. We can She seems to be upset about something. Let's ask her if there's anything we can do to help. Right, sure, Professor. Well, they are the oddest parent in existence, so we have hint coins. We got one on the left side, the logs under the oven, and the candle on the right side of the wall. And there's your hint coins right there. What's the matter, Miss Faye? It's these loaves of bread. And after I've arranged them all so nicely, too. It's all Nick's fault. His pounding messed up everything. Yeah, Nick. Me? But I was only kneading the dough. What am I going to do with you? I have to fix this before the boss gets back. That smells unfortunate. Perhaps we can link to a helping hand. Really? Thanks a lot. You'd be doing me the biggest favor in the world. Maya, you could try to show a little restraint sometimes, you know. Not at all. Helping those in need is the duty of any true gentleman. Not only that, but if we all chip in and help, we'll soon have it sorted out. Totally. We should all help out each other in times of need, right? Use your loaf. This puzzle's worth 40 peanuts. The neatly placed loaves of bread on display at the front of the bakery were thrown into disarray. In the process, it seems an extra loaf managed to find its way among the bunch. Take a look at the picture on the top screen and find the extra loaf of bread. Place it into the basket once you found it. This particular kind of puzzle requires you to manipulate the objects on the screen. Touch the end of the object and slide the stylus in a circle around to rotate. In some puzzles, you can also touch the center of the object and slide the stylus to move it across the screen. Okay, so the answer here is the extra loaf is just lying left of the basket. It's the extra loaf that doesn't have blueberries on it. Just to make sure.
See what you think of this. I could...
Nope, it's not that.
think of this?
Nope. Not that either. Two loaves are topped with marmalade and scored with 3 parallel lines. Have a look at the upper screen. It's rather easy to see which two those are. These loaves should remain. No, that's not gonna work.
Don't worry. Leave this one to me.
That's it.
Professor, I did it!
That's the one. As odd as that is. You found it! Now that's using your loaf. Perfect! That's exactly how they went before. Thank you so very much. Yeah, thanks. Even to save my bacon. Well, more than any young English gentleman will do. You said English? What's that? And where have I heard it before? Hey, Maya, boss is back. Hello, everyone. Just as I was wondering what the commotion was all about, I see you're back, Espella. Welcome home, Aunt Patty. Well, Phoenix and Maya do a proper job of minding the shop while I was gone. Of course we did. Naturally. You know you can count on us.
I may be calling her boss, but she seems like such a warm and friendly person.
She certainly does, Luke. And she has a heartwarming smile, too.
Oh, such flattery. You just trying to make me blush. By the way, Espella, are these two gentlemen customers of ours? These two are friends of mine. They kindly helped me out once in the past. I was so happy to see them again, and I invited them here.
Pleased to meet you, madam. My name is Herschel Walker.
And I'm Luke Triton, Professor's apprentice. That's so. It seems Espella's indebted to you both. So it's certainly a pleasure to meet you both. As thank you from me for helping Espella, please feel free to stay as long as you like. We just happen to have an empty room that you're welcome to use if you wish.
Thank you for your kind offer.
Yes, I imagine you must both be feeling hungry. Well, actually, I'm more than a little pet kid. Oh, you don't say. Well, in that case, let me offer you something special. Our very own creation.
Aha! Wonderful. And that face baked on the surface, masterpiece.
Yes, I'm proud of it. I use a secret technique to make it extra fluffy. Only the best for our special guest. This is great! Still, we don't really have a whole lot else to offer. Only bread. Only bread. I mean...
Hey, Espella! Shouldn't you show our guests to their room? Let's just forget the bread.
Forget the bread.
I mean...
Mr. Layton, Nick, let's go upstairs now. Oh, what's going on? Just trust me, come on.
Only bread!
Didn't expect that. I'm sorry, she's usually so kind and gentle. But when it comes to bread,
I suppose it shows how dedicated she is to her craft.
I guess it must be fun to live in such a lively place now. Yes, it is. It's thanks to them that I enjoy living here as much as I do. Missy Claire's always so cheerful and kind to me.
Patty Claire. Patty Claire.
And Mr. Writer's sewing jig, mine especially. Certainly Angie's an interesting group, particularly those two. But Espella, what about your family? It's a bit complicated. So I didn't mean to cry.
I think I'm gonna fix this sound a bit, so give me a hot second. Yeah, it sounds a little more controlled.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cry. What's the matter with you? Are you hungry? Sorry, it's my cat. Must be supper time.
Ah, I see. Please go ahead, don't mind us. So we got hit coins in a room. Got this bouquet right here. A food plate. And a fruit basket. Lots of gems, perhaps. We have vibrant colors.
Such a cute cat. So well behaved and clever too. Thank you. Eve's a real friend. Oh, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Mr. Layton, you wanted to ask me something, didn't you? What was it you wanted to know?
Well, there are a few things. Perhaps I better ask them one at a time. It may take a little while if you can spare the time.
Yes, of course. Anything I can do to help.
Thank you, Miss Wright. Well then, first off, I wanted to ask Espella about it. After we separated in London, could you tell us again what happened between the time that we were separated in London and your return to Labryinthian? You said you couldn't clearly recall what happened to you, is that right?
No, I can't. When I came to, I was back here in Labryinthian. I can remember everything up until I boarded that cargo ship. But after that, I just can't seem to remember how I got back here. Seems Talonfolk didn't even know that I've been away. I almost thought the whole thing must have been just a dream. Until the two of you appeared here in Labryinthian. It seems I wasn't dreaming after all.
Yes, indeed. It already did happen. You came to my office. And then the witch came for you.
So does that mean that the witch brought Espella back to Labryinthian? Well, I suppose so. But why was I in London in the first place?
Yeah?
Why didn't we do two children? And why was the witch after me? I just can't seem to remember why. Espella, you and Colleen weren't running away from the witches, weren't you? Colleen, eh?
Do you mean to say you don't remember being in London with Carmine?
Colleen took you with him and tried to escape from this town. Colleen took me with him and tried to escape. I'm sorry, I do have a vague memory of Colleen, but why was I in London? I just can't seem to remember.
Next, her memories. Do you remember this letter, Espella?
A letter?
Yes. Carmine gave you this letter and instructed you to bring it to me. You followed his advice and brought it to me in my office.
That letter, could I take a closer look at it?
Yes, of course. Do you remember anything?
I don't remember the letter, but this writing does look somewhat familiar. I do have a feeling that there was someone there next to me.
Espella, are you all right?
I think I remember. I remember Carmine. I do know him. I definitely know Carmine. Carmine was here in this town. In fact, he was in this very shop.
In this shop, Espella.
But according to the townsfolk, they never even heard of him. Yes, that's right. What they say contradicts what I remember. That's why I'm finding it so difficult to trust my own memories.
Please don't let that deter you. We'd be grateful to hear what you know. What can you recall? Please, do let us know what you can.
According to my memory, Carmine was working here in this bakery. Eh? But there are already 2 wagons in the shop, right? Mr. Wright and Miss Maya. Those 2 have been working here, making bread for some time now. Or at least, I'm quite sure that must be the case. Mr. Claire and anyone else around here would soon tell you so. That's why I put no faith in my memory.
This difference in perception is certainly intriguing. And the fact that Carmine worked here has me somewhat curious.
Do you think all the townsfolk could just be pretending not to know? I mean, maybe Carmine really was here, and they're acting like they don't remember. After all, he did mention in that letter that he wrote that he escaped from Labryinthian. How about we go and ask a few people around town?
No, Luke, I don't think that's a good idea. As you are no doubt well aware by now, a single word out of place can be enough to bring in the knights against us.
Not only that, but I really cannot believe that Mrs. Claire would pretend not to know him. She's always so straightforward. She's never two-faced. See.
Perhaps we should be thankful that she took care of him.
Yes, you're right, of course, Professor.
By the way, in that letter, Carmine claimed that this town held a mysterious secret. He implied that he wanted me to solve Labryinthian's mystery. Do you have any idea what that mystery could be?
Labryinthian's mystery. I'm sorry, but I've never even suspected that this town holds any secrets.
And what might have been that Carmine was investigating?
What was Carmine investigating? I think I might know what it could be. One time, Carmine asked me this. Why is it that whatever is written by the storyteller is in his story of Labyrinthia always become fact? If that puzzle can be solved, then we will unravel the mystery of Labyrinthia, he said. So Carmine didn't believe that what's written must always come true either. Well, I'm not sure, but what? It's only natural that what's written in that book must come true. It's hard for me to believe that both you and Carmine could doubt this. Yeah, speaking for myself, I can't just believe it so easily.
Nevertheless, to the people of Labyrinthia, it appears to be a matter of common sense. Which is why those knights treated us with such suspicion.
That's true, but are you seeing that in your London? There's no story.
You know, that scares me. I've been yawning quite a bit, so I'm just kind of not trying to, voice out my yawns. Well, there are certainly none that come true, as the Historia Labyrinthia does. In the world as we know it, such a notion is inconceivable.
As I suspected, Carmine is from the same London as you two. So I suppose it makes perfect sense that you should all think in that way.
Incidentally, what action did Carmine take after he came to suspect the story?
Well, Carmine often visited the Great Archive.
The Great Archive?
Yes, that's where all the volumes of the story are kept.
mean to say all previous volumes too?
Yes, every volume of the story so far. All of them.
I see. In other words, he wanted to confirm the authenticity of the story.
But Professor, sure he wouldn't be in trouble with the witches just for looking at some books?
As I recall, in the letter he sent to me, he wrote, I realized the town held a mysterious secret, and decided to get to the bottom of it. But before I could, they found me. I believe that was it. Which probably means it wasn't just ordinary books that he was investigating. It's quite likely the books had something to do with the witches.
So you mean Carmine came close to unraveling Labryinthian's mystery? And therefore became the witch's target. Is that what you're suggesting?
I believe that would be highly probable.
But why did the witches... Espella, have there been other stories involving witches before this? Oh, yes, there have been many stories about them. All of these stories are also being kept in the Great Archive.
The witches' story. Stories about the witches are no doubt a source of considerable fear for the townsfolk. So why is it deemed necessary to keep such stories in the Great Archive?
They are an important source of information for the Inquisition. Their prime objective is to capture witches and protect the people of the town.
So you're saying that in order to fight the witches, it is essential to read about them and learn their ways.
Yes, that's right. Stories involving the witches are under the authority of the Order of Knights.
The Order of No Quarter Pounder.
And the Order of Knights was established to protect the town of Labryinthian. The storyteller, the Order of Knights, and the Inquisition. They are the ones who govern this town. The entire fate of Labryinthian is decided by the Creator, otherwise known as the Storyteller. That personage is the weaver of all life in Labryinthian.
So you're saying Tomino here is behind all this? Mr. Kelmal Tomino himself.
Including the current horrifying story involving the actions of a witch. It then falls to the Order of Knights to protect the townsfolk from such events. The Knights not only protect the people, but also act as a storyteller's guard. And finally, the Inquisition is responsible for trying... And finally, the Inquisition is responsible for trying the witches in the witches' court. That is the manner in which this town is managed and order is maintained.
Undoubtedly, 'twas the Order of Knights keeping the peace during the parade visit.
That's right. The storyteller holds those parades from time to time. He gives the townsfolk the story that will determine their fate from that time onwards. The story this time involved a witch, which explains why the knights were on such high alert. I wonder what spells will be used this time. If only we can check in.
Just a minute, Espella. What was it that you just said? Do you mean to say that there is a book about magic?
Yes, there is. In the Great Archive. It describes all the spells that provide the witches with their wicked power. Here's a special book used by the Knights of the Inquisition to aid them in their investigations.
That's it. That must have been what Carmine was so interested in.
He was investigating the witch's power.
Of course. it's possible that he came upon a secret that he shouldn't have known. And that's why the witches attacked him? Indeed, that may well be the reason. The story is so respected by the people and the witches whom they fear. There could be a certain secret connecting these two in some way. Thank you, Espella. It seems we now know where to begin with our investigation. So you'll be visiting the Great Archive? Yes, indeed. The book about magic that resides there may well provide a valuable clue towards unraveling the mystery of Labryinthian.
We better get going with our investigation straight away, right, Professor?
Absolutely. We must solve this puzzle for Carmene's sake as well as for our own.
Mr. Layton. Please, take me along with you.
I'm not sure that's wise. It might put you in more than a little trouble. It's likely that Carmene's investigations are what led him to being pursued by witches. And if that's the case, the path we tread may well be fraught with danger.
Even so, I would really like to help you. Talk with you both like this. I too have come to believe that there must be a secret to this help. I want to help you find the truth.
Well, Espella, I suppose that settles it. From here on in, let's all do our very best to solve this mystery together.
Yes, together. I'm the professor's apprentice, so if there's anything you need to know, just ask. Thank you, Lee. I'll be sure to do that.
Well then, without any further ado, let's follow in Carmene's footsteps and visit the Great Archive. I'm quite certain that's where the clues are waiting to be found.
Yes, let's go.
Kitty,
Not you, Lee. I'm afraid you'll have to stay here until I get back. Oh, my pendant. I almost forgot it.
that's a lovely pendant, Espella.
It's very old. I can't even remember how old I was when I started wearing it. Right, sorry to have kept you. Shall we leave for the Great Archive now? Oh, Espella, are you off out somewhere? Yes, I'm taking Mr. Layton and Blake to see the Great Archive. That's so well you might want to earn. It might look like Ryan at any time. Oh yes, that reminds me. Could you get me something while you're out? Just on your way back will be fine. Yes, of course. What can I get you? Some ghost milk from Mary. I forgot to make some when I was at the market. I forgot to get some.
Make some.
Get some.
Let me read that again.
Some goat's milk from Mary. I forgot to get some when I was at the market. Okay, I'll drop around to Mary's farm on the way back. Would you? There's a milk bucket ready round the back. Milk you say? Naturally, our bakery uses only the finest goat milk for our milk. So fluffy and white is delicious. Cool! Sounds great!
Let's be certain to try some later.
I'm totally up for that. So you two are good at problem solving, are you? Well, actually, more like puzzle solving than problem solving, really. That's so. Well, perhaps you could help me then. Someone came to me for help, and it's a bit difficult for me to solve.
Are Are you serious? Eccentric tailor. This is worth 40 picarats. A customer wishes to have their fabric design filled with color. Use the magical stamp to fulfill the customer's request and color in the design. Stamping a previously colored area will cause that colored area to disappear. Slide the stamp around with the stylus and touch the touch screen to stamp. Use the touch screen to guide you. Touch the touch screen below and slide the stylus to move the stamp around the upper screen. The stamp lightly tap on the touch screen. If you stamp down on an area that already has color, those colors will disappear. Use the stamp to fill in the scale designed to the scope. Okay. I'm doing this because this seems weird. Okay, the hint here is to do the sides first, then the middle part. Basically trying to do something like this and just like, oh, make it out just like how I see it. So all I'm doing is just doing that. I'm actually looking at the screen below me because it's not really a hard puzzle. Because I'm actually looking at this the way I need to see it. No, how funny is that? Do the size first. I'm not doing the size first. That's it.
See what you think of this.
Took me a while.
As you'd expect from a gentleman in training.
Yeah. 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 Okay, I think after this, let's see. Oh,
Wonderful. That is quite the lovely design. The customer is sure to be pleased. Well, Oh, never. You really solved it, haven't you?
And even if they had the direction there, like, no, just basically, this way look like, this way look like, this way look like, this way look like, this way look like. If you have a puzzle to be solved, you can always rely on us.
What a gentleman. I'll have to make you something extra special later to show my appreciation. I'm already looking forward to it.
Now we go north.
Looks like the Knights have given up searching for us. Thank goodness.
Yes, seems you're right, Luke. From the look of things, we should be safe to explore a little more before making our way to the Great Archive. To the entrance, of course. So, our hit coins are as follows. There's a bush. In the bottom left corner. Oh, wait, it's... Oh, let's move north then. I thought it was... Oh, it's here. Okay. Now I know where it is. Okay. Top of the red roof house. Window in the rightmost house. And a window in the leftmost house. Had to really look for that one. Okay, we got these. Let's move on. To the Great Archive.
Here we are. This is the Great Archive. Wow. Impressive from a distance, but now we're close. It's huge. Just look there, it makes my neck ache.
Must have taken considerable time and manpower to erect a building of this size.
Yes, it did. This building has become something of a symbol for the town. Huh? Hey, look at that roof over there. Looks like it suffered considerable fire damage at some point. Was that a major fire or something? Oh, that was...
I've been listening for a while and must say you two really are strange.
How's you?
That roof has been like that for some time. Certainly nothing new.
Really?
If it's all right with you, could you tell us a little about it? You two never cease to amaze me with your incredible lack of knowledge. Well, I guess it couldn't hurt to tell you that damage is from the legendary fire. The legendary fire? Yes, long, long ago, there was a huge fire that engulfed almost this entire town. The damage that occurred at that time, you can see other traces of the fire around the town too, here and there.
Town was engulfed in a huge fire?
All the townsfolk know about it. You're probably the only ones that do. Thank you for filling us in. That certainly cleared up a few things. No problem. It so happens I had nothing better to do. Wasn't such a bad way to kill time. Anyway, I'll see you around.
To think that even a building of this size could be affected by fire. The fire that spread through the town really must have been legendary.
You're certainly right about that. Espella, something the matter?
Oh, no, nothing at all. Just shall we make our way inside?
So, we have a couple of things we need to look for. These hint coins are somewhere here in the bottom left bush. The statue in the middle. Or rather, the statue to the left of the main building. And the middle roof. Muffet.
This won't do. It's completely unacceptable. Well, it's unacceptable. There's no one in the world more splendid than Inquisitor Bottom. And yet every time it's that woman that gets to stand alongside that storyteller. It's so unfair.
You mean the woman who was distributing the story to the crowd, is that right?
To be honest about her this game, I'm serious. Some poor of hers. I feel sorry for my poor Zackles. Oh, if only I could get closer, I could offer my support.
It would certainly be difficult to get close with that bustling crowd all around, perhaps even dangerous.
I fly. Huh? I could fall down from beside him from one of the...
What the fuck? What the fuck? Cloud Maze. This is worth 30 pecans. Navigate Luke through the clouds and help him find the professor. Jumping into the holes in the clouds will drop Luke down to the level below. Likewise, jumping on fluffy clouds will send him flying to the level above. Touch the arrows on the touchscreen to move in the direction indicated. Do your best to reach the goal. You can also move using the D-pad or circle pad. And save state. Thank you. So the hint is to go in general, you should go for the holes or clouds that are farthest away from you. But I'm simply going to use the solution they give here. Everything else should be linear from that point on. These solutions are so vague. It's simply about navigation. Like I said, this is like vague beyond all belief because it's like, okay, the solution hardly makes any sense. Part of me wants to do the following, which is make another save state just in case. Let me do that real quick. Okay.
Professor! I did it!
That is the most stupidest thing that was ever devised. Even if it was basically a puzzle, like basically, oh, it's trial there. Like, this might not lead to here, but this will lead to here. And plus the solution. And I'm just going to read what the solution says. From the first intersection, you go up and follow this path to a hole. Now take the left path and ignore the first cloud you come across. Take the next cloud instead, and from here on, the path will be entirely linear. How the... No.
Professor, I don't think she's coming back.
We can only hope she manages to reach the man she's after.
I can fly!
It's like, she's really high. Really high. Alright, okay. I'm actually looking at how many more of these puzzles we have until... One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we're going to do these last 7 and call it a part.
Not good. What should I do?
What's the matter? Is something troubling you, madam?
Oh yes, something is troubling me. I mean, today's scary storm. It's just so frightening. I may be afraid, but I have to do it. I have to finish my delivery. See this? A whole satchel full of letters. Letter vest. And I have to deliver it all. Oh my, that really is a lot of letters. If you like, I could help by delivering a few of them for you. Oh! Espella! No, it's alright. After all, it's my job. And anyway, you look busy right now, Joseph. We should always help each other out in times of need. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I've got it covered. Right, I'm off. I can do this. I can deliver them all. Letters, I mean. Nothing gets happened to have the movie I carry. Oh, she's gone. She really was in a hurry, wasn't she? Is she really alright? She seemed a bit flustered. I think she's very, very busy. Come on, let's head to the Great Archive. Whoa! There are books crammed in the earth from floor to ceiling.
Truly remarkable. Are all these books stories?
Yes, they are. All of them. It said that they were all written by the storyteller. All these books, but there's so many.
Excuse me, beg your pardon. Look out, gangway! I got him! Don't worry! Piece of cake!
Told you. No problem.
This guy is the greatest hero of them all, and probably the only hero of them all that is considered a joke in some parts of the world.
Sorry, you folk. I didn't think there was anyone here.
That's alright. Lucky that you didn't drop any books.
I don't think I ever see a game will carry so many books at once. Aren't they heavy? I love books, so I feel like a mother carrying a baby. What? If you like books too, why not carry a few with me? I do love books, but I don't think I can carry that many. You obviously don't understand the true enjoyment of books. Sir, I'm a writer. I'm also a bookworm. I do understand the true enjoyment of books. Just yours is taken it a bit to the extreme. And that's a lot. Embracing books, being buried in books, the feel, the smell, listening to the sound of pages turning, gazing up at the page being held high, being surrounded with books and playing with them. That's how to enjoy books. I'm not sure I totally agree. I'm with Luke there. That voice, that's Espella, isn't it? Oh! Here we go again! Please remain calm. You wouldn't want to drop those books. Just leave it to me. See? All under control. His name is 3D. Dewey Decimal. D. Dewey Decimal. This is his system. Sorry, I didn't get started like that. Dewey, we come here to find a book about magic. Magic? Oh shit, no, that is... never mind. Well, if it's magic that you're interested in, then might I suggest the Grand Grimoire? The Grand Grimoires. We'd like to borrow that book. Well, you'll need Miss Mysterious permission. Are you sure you want to buy it? Absolutely, we're very interested in magic. Friends of Espella, interested in magic. So these two must also be... whoops! No! Silence! Silence in the library! Riddle. Get it? So, she looked like she came straight out of Sorcerer Hunters. She looks like tiramisu. Or chocolate. I think it's chocolate. If not tiramisu. I think it's tiramisu. Riri tiramisu. I gotta get that one. Anyway, hit coins, right. There's one. With the purple flag. Red stained window in the right here, red stained window to the left, and the lamp to the right of the reception. The great archive was founded for those in the noble pursuit of knowledge. I must ask you to be a little quiet, please. Dewey, as a budding librarian, I would have thought that you would have done better. I'm sorry, Miss Mystery. But these people say they want to borrow the Grand Grimoire. Did you say the Grand Grimoire? You're Espella Cantabella. You of all people must know the significance of the Grand Grimoire. It is an important piece of literature which can only be viewed by learned persons of significant status. It's not like I could just give my permission to whoever asks for it, you know. I understand that, but this man... I'm sorry, but rules cannot be changed. The request is all mine. That book could prove indispensable for my investigations into magic. And you are? Excuse me, but may I ask your name? Herschel Layton. I'm investigating this now. You could say I'm a traveler, so to speak. A traveler? I'm afraid I've never come across such a profession. But I suppose we can return to that later. My name is Riddle Mystery.
Riddle mystery.
I'm a librarian as well as curator of the Great Archive. And I am therefore responsible for all pieces of work here, including the Grand Grimoire. I'm afraid that no matter what your profession or who you are, it is beyond my authority to lend you the Grand Grimoire. It's simply against the rules. The rules? Can't you make an exception for us?
Luke, please leave this to me. I can understand that you are unable to show this book to just anyone. However, as you yourself said just a moment ago, the Great Archive was founded for those in the noble pursuit of knowledge. And I am currently very much in the pursuit of knowledge regarding magic. Perhaps you would consider letting me at least peruse the Grand Grimoire.
Only learned persons of significant status, and in particular, inquisitors, are permitted to refer to the Grand Grimoire. Those who administer justice in this town, Knights of Wisdom as they are known. Only somebody with those equal status to that of an inquisitor, or with the same level of wisdom would qualify.
So if I could demonstrate the required level of wisdom, then I would qualify.
You certainly are persistent, gentlemen. Very well. Let us see what you make of a trial. This trial has been used in the past to test the ability of aspiring inquisitors. If you are able to clear this trial, then I will acknowledge that your wisdom matches that of an inquisitor. If you can achieve this, I will lend you that book as curator of the Great Archive. Splendid.
Then by all means do begin.
You certainly have some confidence. Let's see if you can live up to it. Do you think you can pass this trial, at which so many hopefuls have stumbled?
They tried and failed.
No, they tried and died. See what you can do with this.
Puzzle 16, Lost in Time. This puzzle worth 20 picarats. Make your way through the strange clocks and to the goal. You can only move in the direction of the clock hands. With each step you take, the clock hands will rotate 90 degrees, so take care. Touch the arrows on the touchscreen to move the knight in the direction indicated. Note that the knight is only able to move in the direction indicated by the clock hands. Pay attention to the directions of the clock hands and find your way through the clock maze. You can move using the D-pad or circle pad. That's why we're doing this. So, right 3, down once, right, up, down, Right. Right. Down. Down. Left. Right. Right.
I've already seen the answer. You should expect no less from a gentleman.
So many times I play Persona 5 Royal. Led me up to this. Success. You've proven that time doesn't stop for anyone.
How can this be? That hardly seemed a challenge for you. Who are you and how did you know? And how did you do that so effortlessly?
More importantly than who I am, there is one thing of which I'm certain. And that is that every puzzle has an answer. So do I qualify?
Not so fast. Do you really believe that my permission can be obtained as easily as that? That was no more than a preliminary trial to separate the wheat from the chaff. Now for the real trial, even a man of your caliber should find this challenging. This trial will have your eyes rolling and your head spinning. Mystery! I'm never saying you get this excited. Silence! Quiet to it. Sorry!
I assume it's safe to predict that this will not be quite so simple.
This will put an end to that overconfidence. Prepare to lose your mind in this mind-bending puzzle.
$17 out of time. Puzzle worth 40 picats. Oh, really? Move your way through the maze of strange clocks into the goal. You can only move in the direction of the clock hands. With each step you take, the clock hands will rotate 90 degrees, so take care. However, note that the clock hands on the purple clocks appear to rotate at 3 times the speed of regular clocks. Better watch your step.
Before I forget, I must warn you, you no longer have the luxury of undoing a move. One teeny tiny miscalculation and it's game over. I hope you don't mind.
So I can't undo. Well, that's okay. I have save state. So the solution is right 3 times. Down. Right. Down. Up. Oh, wait. Right 3 times. Down. Right. Oh, crap. Let me do that over. down, right. Up, down, right.
Let's see if I've proven myself. Coming our way, puzzles are there to be solved.
Indeed. Plus, having a safe state does help things too. You made it. The last minute change to the rules of the maze was clearly not enough to catch you out.
Oh! My mind-bending puzzle. You didn't lose your mind. On the contrary, you found the solution. That's just impossible! Oh, my glasses! Oh, my book! Don't look at me! My glasses. Let me put them on. Just a moment.
Okay, Velma.
That's better. I apologize from up there. I lost my composure.
Whatever you say, Velma.
Not to see my trial cleared like that. Seems like that's made you say.
'Twas a fascinating puzzle. No more than I expect from the curator of the Great Archive.
I find your confidence rather disconcerting. I hope someday to have the pleasure of showing your puzzle that will make those little round eyes of yours spin in your head. But nevertheless, promise is promise. I hereby grant you permission. The special viewing room containing the Grand Grimoire is located on the first floor. As I'm sure you're already aware, that book is of unparalleled importance. By no means may be treated with anything but the utmost care.
Of course, Miss Mystery. Thank you for granting me permission.
Well then, shall we proceed to the special viewing room? I shall have to accompany you since the room is locked. You did, Professor! You cleared both trials in one fell swoop! That was amazing, Mr. Layton. It's well known that Miss Mystery is an avid collector of puzzles. And I've heard that the puzzles she presents are always very difficult to solve.
I know her name is Mystery, but it's like Mystery. It reminds me of Leo from Lunar Eternal Blue. His alter ego's name is Mystery. Or Mystery. It's Mystery.
I see. So there are collectors of puzzles in this place too. What do you mean?
Oh, nothing important. Right then. No use in waiting around. Let's go and take a look at the Grand Grimoire.
Right you are, Professor.
Let's take care of Dewey's problem.
That was really amazing, overcoming Miss Mystery's trials like that. It reminds me of a puzzle of my own that appears right at home here in the library. A puzzle for true book lovers.
Baffling bookcase. It's worth 20 picarods. The books on the shelf are all out of order. When correctly arranged, the book spines form an illustration. Rearrange the books so that they are correctly lined up. On the top screen, you will find a picture of the books as seen from below. Don't mind the burnt parts, it's still just helpful. Okay, so solution is they're made of 3. Sharp, rounded, and square. So we go from this order. Tall, round and square. So it's tall, round, square. Tall, round, square. That's red. The blue is like this. The green is like this. See, tall red, medium sharp, medium sharp blue, medium round blue. Medium square blue. Medium green. Medium green. This should be it. Make sure. It should be like the same thing you see up here.
I've already seen the answer.
That's it.
Unlike me, puzzles are there to be solved.
Indeed. Correct. Now, doesn't it feel good to have things neat and in order?
Just what I expect from someone who sailed through Mysterious Trial. I must pause my own puzzle-solving skills.
To the viewing room.
This is a special viewing room. I'm sure a gentleman such as yourself will understand. But seeing as this is a special room not open to the general public, I must insist that you all be on your best behavior. Oh, this room feels so grand and elegant. It's my first time in here too. I must admit I feel a little nervous.
Certainly does give some indication of the importance of the book being kept here. That book in the center must be the Grand Grimoire. So, yeah, it is the Grand Grimoire. But we're going to look at the hit coins that are found in the following places. One lantern taken from the ceiling. bottom of the curtain covering the left bookcase. And now we look at the Grand Grimoire.
This is incredible. It's crammed with information about magic. People say it's the magic used by the witches. If that's so, then the magic we saw in London must be in here somewhere too.
That may well be true. A tome as thick as this surely must contain such information.
Finding it is a bit daunting. Yeah. Well, what's this, Professor? If this page is different from the others,
What is this?
this page isn't about magic at all. Something about it makes me feel uneasy.
Look, this page. It appears to be addressed to someone, don't you think?
You mean like a message? Let's read it, Professor.
From a long time ago, the ancient flame has been locked in an infinite vault of books, waiting for the awakening. When the sun and moon, watching over the sage, swap places, show their true form, the door to the past will open. Once a person of perspicacity, once a person of perspicacity has fulfilled the challenge, the door will be open. Until then, I will wait for the time of awakening.
What is this? How can this be? Why is this in here? How did something like this get into the Grand Grimoire? It's just not possible. I can't understand it. No one entered the special viewing room before you came here. And whenever someone enters this room, I always accompany them in this way. So that means that the page must have changed at some point, doesn't it? Could that really be possible? Perhaps with some kind of device? Unthinkable. There is only one key to this room, so no one can enter without being granted my permission. I assure you it's true on my honor as a curator. But then, how can anyone have done this?
Luke, I believe we both know who might be capable of such an act.
Eh? You mean witches, don't you? Witches?
We don't know yet who changed that page, but the more important matter is what's written here. The infinite vault of books mentioned here presumably refers to the Green Oak, which implies there is a secret of some sort hidden within the light.
Professor, what about this part? A person of perspicacity?
Well, I believe that could be referring to common.
I came in here regularly to investigate.
So it certainly is somewhat likely, which means our next objective is to find the answer that he was looking for.
It's a bit of a spooky message. If we can open this door to the past, then we'll surely be one step closer to solving this mystery. Just a moment, please. I'm the curator here, and I won't be allowing you to investigate anything without my permission. So you mean we can't investigate? Not at all. I'm simply insisting that you allow me to accompany you. there should be no doors in this library that I don't know about. Not even if there's something hidden somewhere, as suggested by this message. It is my duty as curator to know what that is. I completely understand, Miss Misty. We can only benefit from your presence. Now then, how about we all make our way back to the entrance? Let's think about where this door could be from here. From there. Not there, there. From there, there.
But, Professor, supposing there is a door? That must be such a puzzle in itself. Don't you think it'd be difficult to find? You may be right. And this library is so large. Finding anything would surely take a good deal of our time.
No, I think not. You're both missing something. I believe I may well know what is meant by the words in the message.
Really, Professor?
Yes, if you'll remember the wording. From a long time ago, the ancient flame has been locked in an infinite book. The ancient flame has been locked in an infinite vault of books, waiting for the awakening. When the sun and moon, watching over the sage, swap places to show their true form, the door to the path will open. Once a person of perspicacity has fulfilled the challenge, the door will be open. Until then, I will wait for the time of awakening. Perspicacity. Now, if you'll both take a look around this room, you will notice we are surrounded by books. There's probably nowhere else in the library with more books than there are right here.
Books extending all the way up. We're completely surrounded by them.
And the key to opening the door is in the sun and moon watching over the sage.
But what could that mean? There are no windows, so no light can come in from the moon or sun.
Precisely. Which means it is not the real sun and moon that are being referred to here. And they are located where they can watch over the sage, in other words, behind. Perhaps you already realize to whom the sage is referring. Right then, let's find this sun and moon watching over the sage and open the door.
What's that? It's a sun and moon construction. Oh. Says the sage must be.
That's right, the sage of this library refers to the curator. And the sun and moon construction is located right behind her seat.
So that's what the sun and moon watching over the sage was referring to.
So
So that's what the sun and moon watching on the stage was revived.
And when the sun and moon swap places, their true form will be shown. And the door to the past will open, so all we need to do is work out what that means. But what does it mean by their true form?
Well, if we interpret it at face value, it would suggest that we are currently seeing their untrue. Have a look at this. There seems to be some sort of mechanism in place.
Oh, Professor, if you look closely, there seems to be a puzzle hidden here.
Puzzle 19. The Sun and Moon, worth 30 picarats. There are 2 tiles on each side with an image of the Sun and Moon. Maneuver the tiles so that the Sun and Moon swap sides. Touch and slide a piece on the touchscreen below to move it. Note, you cannot move a piece where there's not a space enough to fit. Oh, God. Utilize the large space of storage while you move that place. Okay, so I had to move it from right to left, and left to right. Okay. Okay, let's do it like this. Put this here. and do it like this. Like so.
Let's see if I've proven myself. Come with me. Puzzles are there to be solved.
Success! The mysterious library puzzle solved. But just what will happen next?
Oh, Professor, there's a stairway!
I would have thought there could be anything like this in here. The ancient flame has been locked in an infinite vault of books. I wonder just what we'll find out there.
An entrance to a basement below the archive.
Am I right in thinking that you knew nothing of the stairway's entrance?
But that's ridiculous. As if I, as the curator, knew nothing of it, then surely no one else would. It's hard to believe that a secret such as this could hardly have been hidden here all this time. Who could have possibly left such a message?
Might be wise not to let anyone see what has been revealed.
I agree. I'll be back as soon as I pass the other visitors to the building.
10 minutes later. Well then, are you both ready?
You betcha! Let's go, Professor! You too, Espella! Okay then, Nick.
This place appears to be some sort of historic site.
It's amazing to think a place like this could exist on the library. I wonder where it dates from. Oh, that mirror. It can't be.
Popful mail! Oh. Well, since we're in the cellar, the hint coins are the rightmost torch. The leftmost, the right background torch, and the leftmost torch.
This wall paint's a bit scary, isn't it? I'm also attacking a burning town.
There's also a woman hurling fire. Suppose she must be a witch.
That woman is a Great Witch. Miss Trick. There certainly doesn't look a painting of the Great Witch here. Do you know anything about the witch in the painting? You don't know of the Great Witch. But how can it be possible for a man of your learning? Well, that's... Never mind. I'm sure you must have your reasons. I don't wish to pry. I appreciate that. Would you mind, perhaps, telling us a bit about this witch? The woman in this painting is the Great Witch Espella. And this painting depicts the infamous legendary fire that she caused. The legendary fire. She is the witch in charge of all witches, whose very existence poses the greatest threat known to Labryinthian. The Great Witch Espella cannot be considered the same as other witches. She is the root of all Labyrinthian's woes. The Great Witch Espella. What do you mean by the root of Labyrinthian's woes? The reason for all of Labyrinthian's suffering at the hands of witches lies in the very existence of the Great Witch Espella. Would you mind elaborating? The Great Witch Espella is the source of all the other witches. As long as she exists, there will be no end to other witches. While the Great Witch Espella is with us, the townspeople will forever live in fear under the shadow of witches. So do you mean that if there were no Great Witch, there would be peace? No Great Witch. That's easy enough to see. While all of the knights have been searching for Espella, nobody has ever been able to find her. There are very few clues, and no one has ever seen her in person. Nevertheless, the Great Witch Espella is undoubtedly present in Labryinthian. How can you be so certain? Because her deep claw marks can still be seen throughout the town. Claw marks? You must all have seen them too. The traces of that fire when you entered this labyrinth. Ah, yes. There was a part of this building that had suffered multiple damage. Espella is a fearful witch who has all other witches to her. Long ago, this town was reduced to ashes as a result of her fire magic. Reduced to ashes? That must have been, let me see, 100 so years ago. It was on the evening of the Fire Festival, held every year in honor of the Great Witch Espella. The Great Witch's fury was unleashed without warning, as the entire town burned. That's terrible. That was the legendary fire. Every person in this town knows about it. The legendary fire. The rebuilding of the town was a long and arduous process. And all the while, Espella must have been watching and laughing from the shadows. That's awful. Even now, the legend of long ago continues to cause real suffering amongst the town. To think that a painting of that fearful witch could be right here in the basement of my beloved library. What is it doing here of all places? There's nothing for it. I'll just have this room sealed shut. Please, let's keep the existence of this room strictly between ourselves. For the good of the people. As for me, I shall do my best to forget all about this here. I'm afraid I'd rather not remain here a minute longer. It's
time I started closing up the library for today. I can't help but feel we've done something wrong. Luke, do you recall the words toward the end of that message?
Do you mean until then I will wait?
That's right. When we opened this door, or rather, when we were guided towards opening this door, I could sense someone else's will at work. It's almost as if our following Carmine and coming to this library had all been planned out in advance.
Surely you don't mean that we were backing here by the great witch Espella?
Huh? Is something the matter? Are you feeling all right, Espella?
Yes, I'm fine, really.
Espella?
Yes? What is it?
It's just that, well, you've been so quiet.
Oh, it's nothing. It's just that this room, it's a little chilly, don't you think?
The atmosphere is a bit sinister, not to mention that scary picture. Maybe it's about time we made a move from here?
Yes, indeed.
Those words at the end of this message. I will wait. What if we weren't meant to be the ones being called here? Aha. So now we got this updated. Carmine has been visiting the Great Archive to investigate one of Labryinthian's secrets. That secret being the ancient remains found hidden in a room beneath the library. I would have thought that the secret Carmine was after was the mural of the Great Witch Espella under the library. Hidden beneath the Great Archive were ancient remains in which was enshrined an ominous wall painting depicting the town being consumed by fire. When was this painting created and by whom? Was it by chance that we found this wall painting? Or were we in fact led to it by someone?
It's much more relaxing in here, isn't it? That's so intense and claustrophobic down there. Yes, it's really intense. Today has been full of surprises. Not only did I meet up with you two again, but we also found that mural in the library. Seems that this town really does hold a mysterious secret, doesn't it? What shall we do now?
I certainly like to learn more about this magic. We've been in here for quite some time. Must be getting late. Probably best if we wind up our investigating for today and take a rest. You must both be feeling tired.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I'll be happy to do a little more investigating with you too. But I have an errand to run before it gets too late. I'll say a little investigating further. But I have a puzzle I'm ready to solve it. I can hear your tummy grumbling. It's good just now. There's a room free, so I'm sure it'd be alright. And Mr. Claire would love to have you. What do you say?
Well, if you put it like that, we'd be delighted to stay. Thank you, Espella.
And there's all that delicious bread too. I'm looking forward to it already. Professor Layton, you will have to be going.
Yes, sorry for all the trouble we put you to.
Not at all. Although I still can't get used to there being a secret room under the library. It's been a while since I last met someone capable of solving my puzzles. And as promised, you have my permission to borrow the ground room. If you have any need for it in the future, please do drop by and let me know.
Thank you very much, Miss. It's been a pleasure.
There's just one more thing. I have all Labryinthian's puzzles stored here in this library. As you continue with your investigations here in Labryinthian, there will likely be puzzles that you cannot solve or which you cannot find.
Hidden puzzles.
Such puzzles will come to you. Anytime you wish to solve some puzzles, just visit me and I will show them to you. Puzzles that we cannot solve or do not find.
Very well.
Then I look forward to seeing you again. I'll be waiting. Please take care, I'll be waiting. It's already become dark out there. If I remember right, the storyteller's day's story gave mention to
You take care too. Until we meet again, Miss Mystery.
Oh, it's already this dark out here. I didn't realize we were in there so long.
It looks as if it must have been raining up until ground storage.
Yes, and that reminds me of what Mr. Claire was saying before we left. She said you might want to hurry. It looks like it might rain any time. Let's get a move on. You too, Espella. Hey, where's she?
That's strange. She's not here.
I wonder where she could have gone.
Perhaps she's still in the Great Archive. Slowly does it, step by step. Are you two still here? Can you let me through? I'll have to lock up this man.
Hello, Dewey. Have you seen Espella?
If you're looking for Espella, she left while you were still talking to Miss Mystery.
Wonder why.
She said something about having to buy some milk, even though it was still raining. Ah, yes, I do remember Mr. Claire asking her to get some milk for the bakery.
It was raining, it said.
Yes, it started raining about the time you all went down into the library basement. When Espella just left now, it did look as if the rain was about to stop. Yes, she left a message for you. She said to go back without you.
But she didn't have to go alone, especially in the dark.
I'm sure she'll be fine if it's only milk she needs. And she can get it at the market. Not far, so she should be back soon. If anything, I'll be more worried about you two being the ones in danger. You know, in the story, it said there were 2 companions. If your work here is finished, then I'll suggest you both go home. I don't want to get caught up in anything. Why don't we head back to the bakery and wait for us about it?
I suppose so. I guess you'll be alright, right? I smell baked bread. I wonder if that could be Mrs. Clare's work. Let's go inside.
Yes, we could. Although we could take a walk around the town at night. If there's nothing else you'd particularly like to see, perhaps we should head back in. Welcome back. I've prepared the evening meal already.
Oh, it looks great. Hang on, where's Espella?
I'm afraid we were separated when she went to get that milk.
She don't come back yet. Oh dear, maybe I was asking too much of her.
My apologies. I should have stopped her had I the chance.
Oh, it's nothing you need to worry about, Mr. Layton. That girl knows her way around. I'm sure she'll be back soon.
Let's go ahead and eat while waiting, huh?
I love when we all get to eat together. Meals are much more enjoyable that way.
They sure are.
Never had bread and jam that tasted this good before.
I hope Espella gets back soon.
Oh yeah, you guys went out to that great archive park, didn't you?
Did you find what you were looking for? Well, it's a bit of a mystery, really. What do you mean? In truth, we went there to investigate the mystery that is Labryinthian. However, what we found instead was quite the puzzle. A Wright puzzle, huh?
You know, I get the impression puzzles are pretty popular in this town. Do you not know what a puzzle is, Nick? I know exactly.
Well, we spend all our time baking. It's not really the kind of thing we're supposed to know about. Indeed, it appears the two of you are a little unsure about the concept of puzzles.
Hey, Mr. Layton, do you think you can give us a little puzzles 101 crash course? I'm kind of curious.
It would be my pleasure, Miss Wright. But rather than explaining it in words, I believe actually trying your hand at a puzzle would be far more rewarding. Yeah, I'll give you both a simple example to think about. Now then, here we have two long loaves of bread placed side by side. You'll notice that they form the number 11. You see what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get it. So that's what a puzzle is.
Not quite, Miss Fay. The puzzle is what follows next. What I'd like you to try is, I'd like to see if you can change this into a number lower than 11. A lower number? So, how about if I take one of those? However, the one condition is that you must add another loaf of exactly the same type.
You need to add another loaf? Even if we add a loaf, the number has to be lower. I think I'm beginning to see what you mean by puzzle.
Wait, I think I've got it. I may be just a baker, but I bet I have the right answer. If I place this extra loaf sideways like this, then 1 minus 1 equals 0.
Oh, give me a break, Nick. That's totally the letter H. We're trying to solve a puzzle here, not when it's spelling bee.
Actually, he's right. Oh, come on. I can't be the only one that sees 1 minus 1, right? Right? Turning it into a matter of arithmetic is certainly an interesting approach. You, think so? Most certainly. That's precisely the kind of flexible thinking needed for solving puzzles. Now let's think again.
Take a seat in the distro pro, Nick. How about this? You just take this new love and... Ta-da!
Now that's 1 minus 1.
Hey! Eating's cheating!
Oh, I got a fair one I wanted to wait. You're full of surprises, Miss Wright. I did not expect that kind of innovation.
I solved the puzzle and enjoyed the bread. Win-win, baby.
But didn't Mr. Layton tell us at the start that we need to add another loaf of the exact same type?
Oh, seriously?
That's right, unfortunately. I'm afraid I can't accept this as a solution to the puzzle.
Oh, alright, but is there really another better solution?
Well, what do you think? Can either of you think of a different solution? I'm drawing a blank. I guess this kind of thing just isn't for me. You both came up with such creative answers, I'm sure you'll be solving puzzles in no time. But for now, it's time for the solution. The important thing in this puzzle solution is the angle of the loaf that is added. If the new loaf is placed upright like so,
Oh, I get it. It's the number 1.1, right?
hey, that's right. That's a lot lower than 11. Exactly. In solving puzzles, there's never just one correct method. It's essential to think flexibly and try many means to solve it. Sometimes critical thinking is the key to successes. Right, I see what you mean. The puzzles are really something else.
Well, if I see another puzzle like this, I'd still rather eat my way to the solution.
You know, I don't think I'm cut out for brain busting brain puzzle like this. I was thinking good on regular brain things.
That's because we're ace bakers. I guess we're better suited to using our hands than our heads.
That's so. True if I can't feel ill, but you're both a little out of place as bakers, if you'll pardon my saying so. Naturally, I won't force puzzle on you. But if either of you should be interested, I would heartily recommend giving puzzle solving a try.
Professor, oh no, there's something else we all need to try. Mr. Clair's freshly baked bread's getting cold. And I'm sure it tastes better hot.
Oh dear, so it is. You know how I can get when it comes to puzzles.
Well, young man, I must say it's a pleasure to have someone show such appreciation for my baby. Wait, cozy your bread, Mr. Clair. There's no limit to how much I can eat.
Luke!
You shouldn't have said that.
Oh shit.
My, aren't you a darling? In that case, I suppose I'll just have to bring out my special reserve. Hold on a moment. I'll just go and fetch it.
Right, I think it's time I start preparing tomorrow's bread.
Oh yes, me too. I'm sure it must be that time already.
Luke, what did you do?
Professor, what was that all about?
I'm not entirely sure, but I do seem struck by a sense of impending doom.
Sorry. to have kept you waiting. There you go. Have at it, but be warned. I will take kindly to any leftovers. Whoa, this loaf. Where did those two go? Miss Maya, Mr. Wright?
It would appear that we have been left to tackle this particular task alone. She takes bread to their level.
I'm stuffed.
I believe this must be the most bread I've ever eaten in my life.
Wait a sec. I've just realized we're finished eating, but Espella still isn't back yet.
She went to the market, did she? Perhaps we ought to go and...
Oh my, customer has to stay down. I'm sorry, but we're closed.
That's him! That man over there! So, he's the one, is he?
Just a minute. What do you think you're doing barging in here like this?
Stand aside, madam! This is a matter of urgency!
What are you going to do?
You there, porcupine head! You're coming with us!
Porcupine head? You know me, do you?
Who else in this room fits that description?
Certainly you wouldn't get to be alone on this particular front.
Ugh! I wish I had a top hat too right about now. Enough of your idle chit-chat! Time to get going!
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it should be quite obvious. You're coming to the court, of course.
That...
Court!
What? Mr. Wright, what'd you do? Yeah, Nick, what did you do? I didn't do anything! The only thing you could accuse me of is making bread too! That's too good to eat!
This man's not the one who's on trial.
In that case, why is Mr. Wright being made to go to court?
That's simple. Because the girl has requested him, of course. Girl? What girl? Naturally, the girl facing trial for this evening's crime. That heinous witch! Miss Espella Canterbury! No less! And that, my friends, mean one thing. These puzzles that you didn't solve, they get sent to Riddell. So, you get the one at the start of the game, which was Barton Burger, the rotating room, which is number 21 and 22 and 23. 22 is Dollhouse Drama, and 23 is Short Round Ride. So, yeah. I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to save. And in the next part, we clear chapter 1.
We don't want no fuss and we don't want to hurt you, all right?
Yeah, we just want your money, that's all.
And you'll give it to us, won't you, without any fuss?
Ignace!
And this will lead us into the second chapter. The Firewatch. So, in the next part, we will start that up in earnest. So stay tuned. Chapter 2 of the crossover of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright continues right after this.